Okay, guys, so we're sitting down with Rav, who won the GeekHome OTS Championship. Hey, Rav, how you doing?
Good, good. And you?
Cool, man. Congratulations on your win.
Thanks. Yeah, first win. Hopefully, first
Nice.
of many.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And you obviously playing pranks, eh?
Yeah,
Perfect.
brave blanket. Well, adventure.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. So yeah, you made the team proud. Obviously, Rav is a TFG member. So yeah, take us through your deck.
Sure.
Cool.
So first, I played a 43 card deck.
Mm,
Um, yeah, this was because we worked out the ratios and stuff like that. So we decided 43 was the number to go.
of course, of course.
So I'm just gonna go through the the prank kit side of it.
Mm,
So 3 drops, 3 lamps, 3 fans, 1 rock.
mm.
3 plays.
Yep.
So 30 names. This is the 85% chance of opening a kit going first, which is what you want to see.
Cool.
Going second, I think it's about 87%. So you generally start out 1 fancies. Well, that's what I do, just so you don't break on them because you only break 6 cards.
Yeah.
So yeah, we played 30 names. It was pretty good. So yeah, no issues with there.
Cool stuff.
2 pandemonium, 1 pranks.
Cool.
So yeah, with the pandemonium I've seen, I was deciding between 1 and 2, but for this tournament I said I will go with 2 because I expected many sword souls. So I was just afraid that the Longion will basically banish a pandemonium, and then with a pandemonium banished and you just playing 1, then life becomes really difficult after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, in the future I'll still will chess 1, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But like going second, I generally would side out 1. So yeah, I mean, because you don't really want to see it since you're minimizing kids as well. So it's it is basically a break.
Fair, fair.
Yeah. I mean, in the final it won me because I ripped it off the top, but yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's a prank kit part of it. So just gonna go through the adventure.
Okay.
So in terms of the brave, I mean, this is pretty standard as well. 3 enchantress.
Yep.
3 rides, 1 Dracoback, 1 adventure, 1 griffin.
Cool.
I mean, this is stock standard. Dracoback is, I mean, it's this card is just cracked. I mean, it's your mind out, it bounces the board. Just this package alone breaks boards, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think something needs to get hit here. I don't know what, but I definitely see that something it has to go because yeah, this is just oppressive in the format as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man. I mean, you got your Omni, you got your Pot Breaking, it's nuts. And weirdly enough, all the levels work. So it's like level 3 on Enchantress and level 7 on Griffin, it just works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, and like you don't really break with this. Okay, like if you have 2 enchanters in hand, it's like okay, you have access to Brave and you have a free body. So it's not like it's insane. It's like not really a break even if you open 2 enchantresses. So yeah, it's pretty cracked.
Cool.
So just other 4 spells I played was Foolish for consistency. So 7 ways to get into Brave, and also I ran Token Collector on the side. So 4 Token Collectors essentially. 1 Instant Fusion, I mean it's Toad, Prank Kit spell at this point. Called by another Outer Ash and many hand traps, and a Sight as well, and then a Thunder Dragon Fusion. So I mean I decided to play Thunder Dragon Fusion, the package, because I mean for follow-up it's insane. And also if they like sort of negate your Griffin, like if they just have Nub, so if the Nub trades 1/1 for Griffin, so you just link up the token, go into Verte, Thunder Dragon Fusion, dump, and then it depends on your hand. You can end with 2 butlers, so obviously it's very dependent, but I mean it's basically a free butler and follow-up as well because it's such in your fancies. Yeah, like one of my matches that come up where it's actually like I had as we go further, you'll see I was playing droplets as well. So I could like send the Thunder Dragon Fusion of the droplets to negate, and then Thunder Dragon Fusion effect to search the families to get a starter. So yeah, it's pretty nice interaction as well. Then I ran 15 going second cards. So yep, so I ran 3 Ash standard, 3 Veiler, 3 Nib in the main, 2 Ogre, 3 drops.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3 Ash standard, I mean universal, it's everything. Three Vela. So this one, I mean, Vela is pretty decent in the format currently. It's a decent trade-off with any other hand trap, and also I wanted Vela over Impa. It's just because it has a 6 card of pranks. Well, not a 6 card, but basically any draw of pranks. Then Vela will be live compared to Impa. Now, if you draw an Impa of pranks, it's gonna be dead. So I made the sacrifice. I said, okay, we'll go with Vela, and yeah. So yeah, it was pretty nice. It does play into challenge, but I mean, I don't think many people win on challenge, to be honest.
Doesn't seem like a lot of people on challenge. Yeah. But
Yep, exactly.
It makes sense. Want whatever it is that you draw into live next time. Yeah, made it make sense.
Yep, exactly. I was happy with the Vela. The 3 nib was main was pretty strong because I know game 1 people don't really play around nib, but they don't expect nib to main. So I'm like, yeah, nib was pretty nice, and like basically nib with any hand trap, well, with any other hand trap is pretty solid. So that's why I wanted the Vela as well, because like even in turn 3, if you your nib Vela will always be live, so you can always like nib your opponent and then go into Pandemonium. So it's still quite strong in that interaction. So yeah, the nib was quite nice. I mean, I opened the nib in the final, nib Vela in the final against Sword Soul Brave. Sorry, Chenny Brave. So it was pretty cooked.
And I remember you telling me like with nib, like the theory around is that at least it will trade 1 for 1 minimum.
Yep, exactly. It's going to trade with a Baron Gate or trade with a Griffin Gate. So it does have capacity to trade 1 for 1.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I didn't expect too much of trap decks, but that's why I said nib in the main as well. So yeah. Olga is like decent in this format. I don't know, mixed feelings with Olga, but like I did expect some Brave as well. So I said, okay, we'll just go 2 Olga, and yeah, it was pretty nice that too.
That's good.
Yeah. A 3 Droplet. I mean, I feel like this deck you can survive with the discard fodder. Like you're playing Enchantress as well, so I mean it's free of that. And I mean, yeah, it's like you are able to discard, but like I just didn't want to lose to sight because I expected PK and also just sight like random decks and like Striker, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, we'll go with the Droplet, and the Droplet was quite nice. So yeah, really glad I did this. No regrets. I mean, yeah, the other debate was like Droplets or another 3 hand traps, like maybe the 3rd Ogre and 2 Bell, or I don't know, 3 Impulse or something. But like the Droplets did come clutch. Yeah, it did come up against Pranesh where I had to drop his Droplet is Longyan, because you're just the one that banishes the Speller Trap and the monster, the special summon. So like it did come clutch in that sense. Yeah. Yep, so that was pretty nice. Yes, no really, I mean the deck performed really well, exactly how I wanted it to perform. Like 2 hand traps, 1 kid, 1 ride, so yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah. Just going to the extra deck. So 1 Meow Meow, 3 Doodle, 1 Ball. So I mean this is pretty standard. I mean with the prank kids we do have extra deck space. So that's why I went with the 3 Doodle over the 2. Yeah, I like the 3, no regrets over that. So 1 Rocket Ride, 1 Washer. I just think 1 of each is fine. You don't really need a second one. A double Butler. So yeah, I think double Butler is essential because of you playing Thunder Dragon Fusion. So as I mentioned earlier, with the Thunder Dragon Fusion, the second Butler does come up. And it's just also if you join to like a double Pandemonium, you can make 2 Butler. So in essence, you'll have like 3 Rageki. So that interaction did come up against Eric. We replaced base, like I opened up nuts. So I had triple Rageki on his turn, which was just like, it's basically, you can't win with that. So yeah. 1 Toad, standard, Link Spider for the token, Birthday, Unicorn, access code, and 1 Mud Dragon. So I played Mud Dragon because when you go through the side deck, you'll see that I was actually siding Super Poly. So Mud Dragon was also my Super Poly target, as well as another target for Instant Fusion. So it does have a nice protection effect.
I mean, it comes up quite a bit on targeting.
Yeah, I mean, so you can sort of play around the blackout with the surrounding Chuchi. So yeah, So that's why I was like, yep, we'll main that. Sorry, yeah, keep that in the side, in the extra, and hide the starving venom. Cool. So in the side, I went 3 Lancia, 10 it. I mean, I think you need this for this format. For it's decent against Sortel, against PK, you need it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
3 Lightning Storm. So I went Storm for this for Flanders. So I expected quite a bit of Flanders. So I was like, okay, we need, because that deck just scares me. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we need something to counter that. So I was like 3 Lancia, 3 Storm is pretty good. Plus I have the other hand trap, so I was happy with that. And also Storm does hit the back row. So depending on if someone has played glitch or something, I mean, I have more back row removal. Or, yeah, 2 Twin, I mean, nice. Back row removal, hand hit something. Yeah, so I went. Yep, 5 back row there. So I went to the 3 token collector, and this is because I expect a lot of Sorcerer. So like, it's not easy for a pure Sorcerer deck to play a 2 token collector. The player needs to be good, and the hand obviously needs to have lots of Jennies. So like, yeah, token collector, let's go with this, and it did come up. It did come up in the tournament as well, because I downed it off Foolish Burial. So it was quite nice. I mean, because the token collectors, like, they have to bounce. They spend like of a shooter bounce to save them for 1 turn. So it is quite annoying to play around. So yeah. Cool. And then I guess the other 4 cards were the 3 Super Poly and the Starving Venom. Cool. So yeah, Super Poly, loved it. The card, it broke an entire base board itself. So absolutely nuts. And not everyone plays around it.
Yeah, so, like I think you've been talking about the Super Poly option for a while. Like there's lots of applications for it at the moment. Because obviously DP is just running around, and I think, like you said, like they need the vertigo. It's like open field for Super Poly to go nuts.
Yep,
against
exactly.
that board, yeah.
Yeah, so like against PK, I mean, Super Poly is just insane because it generally will end with Rusty and DPE. So in that sense, you like Super Poly is almost guaranteed to resolve in that case. Yeah. And then against base, it's like you have, I mean, it depends on if they pop the DP or not, or what the end board is. So like against like Eric, you went full base combo, but he left the DP, the Verte on field. Okay, so then I Super Poly these in draw phase, Super Poly the DP and the Verte where it made Starving Venom. And then Starving Venom affected copy Baron, and then he negated with Baron to negate and destroy Venom, and then Venom's effect nuked the entire board, and then I just double summoned the kid, and then that was game after that. Yes, I mean, that's why like just one Super Poly can crack an entire board like that, and it does punish players if they don't pop the DP. So, sorry, the Verte, so they need to choose whether or not to play into the bell or yeah. So yeah, I mean that it was quite nice, and also I mean in our sort of tournaments we do see the odd virtual world player. I mean we actually still see quite a few virtual world players.
Yeah, definitely. I mean there's quite a few options for projects where there's like multiple same attribute. So yeah, like my discussion comes in hand. And the protection, like you said, is really good. So it's not just like a dead body that you just need. It's a body that's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I mean, this deck's hardest matchup is probably against Virtual World with Shenshen. So Shenshen Crystal Wing is like, okay, cool. Super Poly gets rid of that, you crack the entire board, and then you just play after. I mean, even then you have Chuchi protection as well. So it's generally like, I mean, after that you're in a pretty good position. So yeah, I mean, and also in the mirror, Super Poly is really good. Obviously, you need to think about how you want to use Super Poly because you need to have like your weather washer up, then sort of have like a weather washer control in order, because you don't want them to get the effects and stuff like that. So that's why you need to think smarter about it. But I mean, it's just nuts in the mirror as well because you're Super Polying away your opponent's board, etc. So yeah. Yeah, that's quite nice, and I don't think many people played around Super Poly or was playing around Super Poly, so they do get punished. It's not very easy to play around Super Poly because
like you can, because it's Verte needs to stay on field in a way. Yeah, it has to stay on field because it has to be the last thing trapped to do. So yeah, Verte just automatically live.
Yep. Exactly. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, even like a Tron deck, you can still super poly there. Depends on what they end with,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still applicable there as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Beatrice, yeah. Or
Yeah.
Divina, yeah. There are options.
Yep, exactly. Like even against first, against PK, I kept him super poly. I just set the super poly and pass. So like whenever there are two bodies on field, before they can even get to Cherokee, you straight away super poly them away, and then like it's really difficult to play after. I mean, obviously you can man, but like you will still have your Rageki, your hand traps, etc. So it's still quite nuts there. Yeah, I mean, so I mean, if you think about it, like in this way, you have what 6 outs to side with the droplets, excluding your hand traps. So I mean, 6 hard outs to side is like, yeah, I mean, because if they side you just lose automatically.
And it's
So,
like
yeah.
a non-respondable option as well, which is really, really good.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I guess some people do side in judgment, going first to play around the droplet, but like, yeah, you can't even judgment the super poly, so it's just like,
Exactly.
it's just not. I mean, this card is literally cracked.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, like, and especially with Enchantress, I mean, it's literally free. So yeah, it's quite nice. And I mean, and I think with the Enchantress package, overall with the Brave package as well, no one's really siding in Lancer because it's very average. I mean, yeah.
Against your deck, because it's really only the Braves that damage. After that
exactly.
point, I mean, Lancet does pretty much nothing.
I mean, you'll get the odd bozo that size it in, but I mean, yeah, you don't really play around Lancer.
Yeah, they stopping the rock draw, man. Stopping your plus one.
Yeah, I guess they stop a Rocky, but I mean, it literally feels so bad because you still end with the same end board.
No, definitely.
You're still gonna get double Rageki.
Yeah.
You're still gonna get your pranks draw anyway. So it's like
literally -1.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very average. So yeah. So I mean, that's why it's the deck was pretty nice. I mean, side deck, no complaints. I mean, there may be a one or two flex spot. I mean, maybe you could have run one less token collector because you're running foolish. But I was like, there's so many swords.
No, but I think it kind of makes sense, like as the fourth one, and then obviously you're using it for engine as well. So it works. It works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, against Ruan in the final, I foolished it. So like even though like it was turn 3 or turn 5, because he won die roll, but like it was still awkward to play through because like he had Moi in hand or something like that, and you're like, how does he out the token collector now? Because it's very awkward to play through. Yeah. So it sort of made his Moi dead literally. So yeah. So yeah, that was quite nice. I mean, yep, I was very happy with how the deck performed. I mean, it's pretty similar to the deck I played at regionals, which I topped with, but I just obviously made a few changes to the hand trap lineup there basically. So yeah.
Fair enough. Just getting those few extra, percentages.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. Nice. But overall, I think, your ball is pretty solid. I mean, it's very clean. And you obviously worked out the numbers and stuff for everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's well deserved. Well done for that. How was your matchups? Like we talked briefly about it so far.
Yeah. So I mean, I had a variety of matchups throughout the games, throughout the day. So it was a 5-round tournament. So in match 1, I played against Brave PK. So yeah, I lost the die roll there. Game 1 was a bit of judge interruption and stuff like that because just some rulings that went on and stuff. So that was a bit it was a bit of a weird game, but eventually I came out on top there. Then the game 2 I misplayed, so I think I lost. I could have done better, but I ended up losing that game. Got side locked like 3 or 4 times in that game. So yeah, and then game 3 I went first and I managed to go full combo and I won there. Yeah. Match 2 I went against Flanders, so lost the die roll, but I had like open double ash I think, and like the ash was enough to stop his turn, and then the next turn I set up my board and was able to kill him after that. And then match 2 I think I opened Ogre and Veil or something like that. So he couldn't really make a board, but then I got de-shifted. So I couldn't play anyway, so it was just like a weird grind game because after I got de-shifted, I just like ended on a kid. Because I couldn't link off, so I just like attacked for Lampsey's pass, and then he couldn't really play, but then passed back to me, and then I got Featherstone, so I still couldn't play, so I just ended up being a grind game. But then I was like, I started in like 3 lance here and hand traps and stuff like that, so he couldn't really play as well. So eventually it went to a bit of a grind game, and then once I had like a kid resolving, and then there was game after that. So yeah, I managed to OTK with the Brave and stuff because you're also on quite a high life points because he had the new card that just lets him pain for no reason. So you're just gaining 500 like almost every turn. So it was like I think like 9,000 and 9,500. So I had to think of a way to OTK, but like, I was like, okay, made a way, got the place, got the gain boost and the Griffin and Brave that's like bulky, and managed to easy OTK after that. But yeah, that was quite a nice game. I mean, I had to like sort of think out of my mind how to do the damage there, but yeah, it was quite a fun game. Yeah. Match 3 was against Soto Tenny against another TFG member, Primesh. So I lost the die roll there. He went first, made a board, couldn't break it, so he won there. And then game 2 it was a bit of a grind game, but I eventually took that. And then we didn't really get to play game 3 because of time, so we ended up drawing 1-1 there. So match 4 was against Base. So there I won the title, but I opened up Pract. So I opened up a Kid, Right, and Institution. So that means basically full Prime Kid and Toad, and then off the Roxy's draw I drew into Pandemonium. So I had 2 Pandemonium set Toad, Griffin negate, so that's like triple Butler, drew into an Ash of Franks as well. So they were like, there's no way he was going to win that. So that won there. And then game 2, I mean, we went full combo, but then Super Poly just cracked the board, and then Venom just nuked everything, and then I won after that. So that was quite a nice game. Came out on top there. And then in the final, it was against another TFG member, Rowan. He was on Brave Tenny, the Brave Rose Tenny deck, and lost the title there as well. But like I opened the Vela, so I mean that combo literally breaks any board. So I think with that deck, the timing is very important because I mean one blackout is enough to kill the Prime Kid deck. Obviously depends how you open. So yeah, I had to nib at the right time and Vela did that, and then he ended up with board. I think he actually didn't end up with a board because I nibbed his Baron and whatever he summoned off Yazi. So he didn't really have a board after that, so he just passed that, and then I opened right in the kit. So I just like attacked the thing, set up my board, and then at that game state, there's no way you can play it like negate and double Dragek, it's just awkward. I won that, and then game 2, I opened Lance and he didn't open Optimal, so we just ended with a blackout Grandmaster. So I opened right and the kid, he blacked out the Brave package, so obviously I had to try to bait the blackout, but then he eventually managed to stop me in combo. So he stopped the normal summon, and then I just did the Meow Meow, and he went to clear my board, and then he passed back to me on just like Berserker Grandmaster, which in that game set was enough because I just had 2 kids in hand and nothing. And then I top decked a Pandemonium, the one Pandemonium I decided on the other one. So at that game state, I mean Pandemonium, make Rocket Riot with 2 kids summoning from deck, and you just crack the board and win there, and then that was it, because I was able to set up the double Raigeki clear board, so that was quite nice there.
Awesome.
It was quite a nice game there. So that was my matchup. Managed to go basically 4 wins, 1 draw, and took the tournament title.
Cool. Yeah, so well done, dude. I mean, there's not much more we can say. I mean, you're both solid. I think you played it obviously fantastically. Any last words, last minute words, or any shout outs or anything?
So shout out to TFG. You guys have been helping me test a lot. Big shout out to Cam and Pranav. I think Cam and I have been testing for the last 3 months quite a bit, put in a lot of hours. So to finally see a win after putting in all of that effort is really nice. So yeah. Also shout out to my Italian friend Nish. He helped me build a deck.
Yeah.
Tested through it as well. We went through the spreadsheet together. So big shout out to that, and then shout out to Pack as well. I mean, we tested together. He also helped add some fine touches to the deck. So yeah.
Tops, man. Well, it's well deserved. I mean, like you said, you've been putting in a lot of testing time over these last couple of months. You and Cam have been really grinding the midnight hours. But clearly, it's
graveyard shift.
Yeah. But I honestly, both of you guys have been performing really well. So well done.
Yep. Big ups to everyone. I mean, everyone contributes in the team. So yeah, it's nice for the team to get the tops as well.
Of course. Cool, man. Thanks for the chat. We hope to see you taking a few more titles in the future.
Definitely.
Speak soon.
Cool. Cheers.